Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 233, Nasdaq's up 121, S&Ps are up 23. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Jason Pfaff, as we do each and every Tuesday and Thursday at 20 past the hour. Jason, what's going on, brother?
How are you, man? It's getting hot, huh?
Oh, it's getting hot, man. It's getting hot.
You have a good Father's Day?
I had a great one. Yourself?
I did. It was really nice. I hit the exact on the Belmont, so I know that's for another show, but it was, you do that. It didn't pay a lot, but it was a nice weekend.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Totally.
Right, man.
So, S&Ps last night, we were talking, market's a little bit nervous. Last night,
right.
Of course, in one interview, we didn't have a deal. 20 minutes later, we did have a deal. When you listen to the question, I guess if I was him, I'd turn around and ask, like, can you ask me that question again? It was so long-winded. I mean, what do you think about how this whole thing shook out?
So there's a couple of things at work, right? And I've been talking about the political backdrop. Everything at this point has to be viewed through the political lens. We actually have a couple of primaries today, which are interesting. Markets are going to move on those. They'll continue to show us how things are teeing up for the fall. Navarro is a political animal. I think there's two camps of the Trump administration, is my opinion. But, it's hard to go to places like West Virginia or even in Alabama and not be hard on China, right? That's a narrative that has played out well for this administration. Many in the administration believe that. Clearly, what's coming out of the virus is a very anti-China sentiment through certain wings. But the markets are fragile. And, Navarro does not care nearly as much about the markets, in my opinion, as he does about kind of the political narrative. He's looking to drive, as hard a bargain with China as he can.
Okay.
Mnuchin just now, right, comes out and, China is going to comply. If you look at the trade data, China is not complying whatsoever. We signed it back in January. I know we had the virus, but there's been no effort on the part of China to increase support for the deal. Bartiromo just on Fox News, a little bit ago, was like, and this is my opinion, there's no deal. There's no deal that there's no data that can point us to any semblance of a deal that is actually functioning here. It's a political narrative. I think right now the Trump folks want to keep the markets whole. The markets are fragile. But as we get to the fall, they're going to have to come back to the base and be as hard on China as humanly possible, because at the end of the day, they have to reconcile with, they told folks manufacturing is coming back. They told folks coal mining is coming back. It hasn't. They're going to still have to beat up on China. But, right now, if they get too negative on China, they're trapped up against the market because, as you said.
That's wild, man. Yeah.
I mean,
so
the market's going to drop on any hit, right?
He says he doesn't have a deal last night. S&Ps go down 50 points. Trump comes back a half hour later. We do have a deal, goes back up 50 points. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Trump's political shop wants to cut every ad they can on how hard he's going to be on China. The economic folks that have to, work every day and live in the kind of mess that creates want just a nuanced message that this deal is going to work to keep the market together.
Sure.
And, I think it'll evolve linearly over time. I think right now you'll continue to see the Mnuchin wing. Again, Mnuchin was just speaking a few minutes ago, said this trade deal is absolutely, rock solid. I think that'll carry us to September and October, but at some point they're going to have to drive some political points. He gets into a debate in China with Biden. He's going to have to start really piling on China politically because nothing's happened from that trade deal like folks were promised.
Yes. So let's talk, what has happened, of course, folks, in the gold report, okay? I not only do gold, but I follow a couple iron ore stocks, and I follow iron ore every day. And I've done this for years. The reason being is that China is such a large user of steel. So talk to me about this iron ore. Look at this thing, man. I mean, it went from $580 a ton. We're at $760.
Yeah, so I'm tracking a couple of things in this area. Iron ore is absolutely taken off. We hit record lows in a couple of things. Shipping rates is another. Shipping is joined with iron ore because often you're shipping iron ore to, from Brazil, but mainly to China. And it's taken off. Chinese stimulus has absolutely taken off. We talked about that a few weeks ago. China, I mean, it's, you always have two things in a market: what's really happening and then the perception, right? And we need to do that, in my deal, it's a Dutch book where, we want to run the data, but we also have to understand the human aspect. What you've seen lately is the data is good. The iron ore is running to China.
Okay.
There's certainly concern about Brazil, right? They've not handled the virus well, but the economic data in the United States has gotten better. So now you get a recovery narrative to manage the human element, which matches the data, and things take off. Shipping rates have taken off. I trade the BDRY.
Yeah, let me pull this up. BDRY. So tell me, what is the BDRY here?
Right,
now?
and I'm sure no one watching has ever traded this before, but this is how I express a positive move in U.S.-China relations, positive recovery move. This thing can move fast and hard, and it moves in waves. And it's literally traded on top of the BDI, the Baltic Dry Index.
Okay.
Yep. Which mirrors the shipping rates, the freight rates. It's, freight is traded like a commodity.
Which is cool.
Future.
I know.
Yeah. So it hit all-time record lows with the virus, started buying it up at the trough. As the recovery narrative's gotten better, as China's ramped up on iron ore, you've seen this thing, really recently, right, started to move hard. But I also wanted to show you back to 2018. You remember 2018 when this trade thing started to ramp up. Shipping rates plummeted. There was a lot of consternation between the U.S. and China. Are we heading into recession? Are we ever going to have a trade deal?
Yeah.
Once that thing flipped, it flipped hard. You can see how it expanded up into 2019. I think we could do the same thing again. I wouldn't hold it into the fall because, again, I think relations will start to sour again, and politically we'll have to blow up the trade deal. But for right now, on a recovery potential narrative, and the fact that the real data underlying it is very good. Iron ore is running hard to China. I think shipping, again, it's an unconventional play, but it's that thing trades. I also trade Aussie dollar and those things on U.S.-China, right?
Yep.
Other commodities. But as a pure expression of where we are, I cannot think of a better trade idea than shipping rates between Brazil and China for how hard China wants to run their stimulus and push their economy forward.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. Pretty cool. Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, I'm surprised even right now. I mean, the S&P is up 19 for the type of market that we had last night, folks. This market is very nervous. That's right. It's very nervous. I'm sorry, Tom, not to cut you off. When I ran over the break, you were talking about the concentration in the top 5, right? Yes.
That to me is a clear sign. So I was looking at this. Anybody can look at this on their own terminal. Right now, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, and Facebook are 21% of the S&P market cap. In 2000, at the peak,
did you say 21% of the S&P?
21% of the S&P.
That's even sicker.
Those 5.
Oh, my God.
Those 5. We're not talking NASDAQ, right? To your point, I could say NASDAQ. I was like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
No, the S&P, those 5 are now 21%. Historically, the top 5 in any market are about 11%.
I'm mortgaging them all. Sell.
Typically, in any market, that gets up to 11 to maybe 13%. In 2000, at the peak, right before the crash, the top 5, which were... I ran this comparing to 2000. Microsoft, GE, Cisco, Intel, and Walmart got up to about 17%. So we're well past 2000. In a typical market, we get to maybe 12. We're double that almost. The market's nervous and fragile for sure.
What great information, man. You always have awesome business. That blows my mind, man. I should have known that.
The S&P.
Yeah, totally,
it's
man.
It's amazing.
Unreal.
I'll send you a chart, man.
Listen, man, you have a great one, safe one. Look forward to speaking to you Thursday.
Hey, stay cool. Hockey's coming back in July.
I know, man.
We'll talk that next time.
Boom.
Love it.
Stay right there, folks. Come right back.